copy in order to follow what I would say in the next slide. Okay. Let's start from the first step that we have followed. And we'll talk about the archival inventory. This is a timeline where I describe the life of this inventory at the beginning of 2000. Started the creation of this inventory that lasted about 10 years. And in the meantime, also the inventory was digitalized by using private software. And all this process ended in 2012. But after that date, the problem of using private software is that sometimes, often, this private software ends their life and the data are lost. So, in the beginning of our project, we started the inventory recovery in a standard format, ready to be used with any open software. And fortunately, this operation was realized. And now it's possible to use this inventory. In this slide, I can show you how to display the content of this inventory by using OpenRefine, that is open software. So what I wanted to say that the data now are independent by any software, and it is are in a standard format, really are in different standard format, like comma separated value and XML and other, and they are possible to show, to read it by using any open software. And for instance, by using this particular open software, it's possible to understand if there are some mistakes in this inventory. In this slide, I present a potential duplicate of the records of the inventory. There are several of these duplications, potential duplications. So if with the help, of course, of some expert about the archives, we can correct some mistakes. But other than that, we can say that this archival inventory is organized as a tree of 2 or 3 levels. In fact, inside this inventory, we have found 177 founds containing about more than 1,600 objects. Sometimes the objects are partitioned into sub-objects. So, thanks to this structure of the inventory, we have thought to visualize the inventory like a tree. This is a tree of 3 levels, and I would like to show you inside the website. So, unfortunately, the website is in Italian, so you have to trust me. Inventory is this voice menu, and I can navigate the inventory, and if I open, I can see this tree. Of course, I can just zoom I closed all the okay. And this is so it's possible to navigate each document. In particular, we have the font catbot. The catbot contains 6 objects. Among the last object is divided in several sub-objects. If I go over the objects, I can obtain. Unfortunately, you cannot read it; it's too little. I can have a description of the voice of the meeting. So I can consult the inventory by navigating, or I can search by keywords always the inventory. So for instance, again, I can go to research and I insert any some keywords. Of course, there is the problem of the language. I have to use Italian language.
That's because we're underground.
Yeah, the line is frozen. The line is frozen. Okay.
Okay.
Finally, it's also download inventory like a table, and this is sorry, just an example of this table. Next, in the next slide, I start to describe the physical digitization. These are just a few statistics about this process. This is a list of documents that already commented by Francesca. What is interesting is that we started from the inventory, and in particular from the 127 files, and we selected the document to be digitized. And the number of digitization pages is about 700. So we are just at the beginning of the process of digitization of all the archive. And just to describe the equipment that we have used, we used a scanner for books by using this resolution without loss of information, and we used a camera for fragile documents, documents that was difficult to move, like a catalogue. And these are the characteristics of this camera. About the transcription and annotation. Okay, what we can say? This is a piece of the register of births, deaths, and ballots, and this is the transliteration and the annotation. Okay, just to say something, before to start with annotation, we have defined an annotation syntax by using brackets. So we used round brackets for the facsimile, square brackets for the interpretation of the facsimile, and angular brackets where we optionally inserted the note about the interpretation. For instance, in this case, inside of the document there was 187, okay, not 7, but 7 in Italian, of course, that was interpreted like the year 1807. This is the note here recorded. And again, inside of the website, it is possible to consult the transcription about, especially the transcription of the registro dei nati morti e ballottati, and it is possible to navigate by seeing the different pages of the register, and on the same on the other side, it's possible to see the transcriptions. Let's try to see. So I have to go to digitalization, registro nati morti e ballottati, and if it works, okay, I can see the page digitalized. I can display the different pages, and contemporarily I can see on the other side the transcription. Of course, it's possible to see better the image digitalized, and so it's possible to I think it's easy to consult this archive also from the website. And other than navigate, it's possible also make a search about the content of the transcriptions. And in this case, I inserted a name, Leuci. We can try directly by following this link. And for instance, I can insert 1 year, 1780, and obtain the result where there is the 1780. Besides, okay, I have just 5 minutes, I think. I wanted to talk about the next steps that we want to face in our project, and that is the digitization of the Jewish cemetery of Pisa. Just to understand, this is in this picture we can see the main square of Pisa with the tower, and in the top left corner, outside the ancient walls, there is a little land donated to the community, to the Jewish community of Pisa, for using as a cemetery. And okay, these are some pictures of the cemetery, and what we have discovered by taking some pictures of the epigraphs contained in the cemetery, that there are many informations. In particular, there is this epigraph talk about Mr. Massimo Carvalho, and we tried to search this name inside the register of nati, morti e ballottati, and for instance Carvalho, and we obtained several information about this Carvalho. So our idea is, in other words, is to try to connect the entities contained in the documents of the archive with the entities found in the epigraphs. To do that, this is a list of work that we want to face. Particularly, we have to transcript all the epigraphs contained in the cemetery, and probably they are about 1,000 epigraphs. Make the translation of some epigraphs from Hebrew to Italian. We have to digitalize new historical archive documents relating to the cemetery, because again, inside of the let's go to the inventory. If I look for cemetery, Italian, I obtain many results, about 40. And among which the first is disposizione e tumulazione, that is the location of the different towns in the cemetery. Again, there is a map and a list of the cemetery. So there are many documents that are interested, and we would like to digitalize in order to make a matching, thanks to text analytics that Angelica Loduca will present in the following presentation, between the entities of the epigraphs and the entities of the documents of the archive. Finally, we would like to develop a map of the Jewish cemetery, giving an historical context for each epigraph. And when we say map, we intend really a map like Google Maps. And in this slide, we present a work that we have done and that we want to reuse for the project, where you can see the map of our area. Do you remember the area that I present where there is our institute? I show you this slide. Okay, you can see this is the area that contains our institute. Our institute is located here. And for our institutes, we have realized a map that doormats that we can navigate inside the area and visit the single room of the institute. Like the single room, we want to realize a map of Jewish cemetery of Pisa and navigate among the different arms, giving a historical context thanks to the information that we could extract from the documents that we digitalized in the archive. And this is the end of my presentation. Probably the questions, I don't know if are the end of our presentation. I don't know the organization.
We'll keep the questions to the end.
Yeah.